Hello. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about my reading strategies lesson called Saturday Feelings, and it is based around the book Saturday by Og Mora. Okay, so the reading strategy that I use for this is express the emotions, and this strategy outlines how emotions can affect the way that we say things and our tone of voice. So, in this strategy, the students and the teacher will alter the way that they say a part of the a part of the book, that they know where, like or what the emotion is that the character is feeling in that moment. So, first, the students have to identify the feeling, and then they or the teacher read the line from the story with that emotion in mind and being conveyed through their tone of voice. So the age group that I have for this is kindergartners. And then my goals, so the first one is to understand the emotions that are discussed. So we will be talking about happiness, anger, and sadness. And then to understand how these emotions affect the way we speak. So like how sad the way our tone of voice is different for happiness versus sadness versus anger. Then also to practice using these emotions as vocabulary terms. So just getting comfortable using the word rather than just like smiley face, frown, that kind of a thing. And then the next goal is that students change their tone of voice depending on how a character is feeling when they are reading in the future. So when they're reading another book in the future, I want them to be applying this concept and reading strategy. Okay, so for materials, the first thing they will need is the book itself. I'll be reading that to them. It's a read aloud, so definitely need the book. And then we're going to have pictures of pages of the book. So there will be three, and one will be from a scene where the characters are happy, one will be from a scene where the characters are sad, and one will be from a scene where the characters are angry. And that will be used in a later activity that I will explain. And then they will also have little writing pages like this, and there will be one for happy, sad, angry, and they will just have the word. I'll have the word already written up at the top on the top line, then dotted line, which they will have to follow, and then they will write it on their own on the bottom line. And then I will also have these popsicle stick faces. So there'll be one for happy, sad, and angry. And it will also have the name of the emotion written on the popsicle stick so that they can create the correlation between the name and the face. Then some other materials, I will have a video and I will explain the purpose of that video in a little bit, but that will be projected in the classroom. The students will need a writing utensil. The students will have a tablet so that they can record their voices. And so on that tablet, they will need a voice recording app. Okay, first step is to explain the emotion. So we're going to be gathering around in for like story time, and all the students will have their three facial expression popsicle sticks, and then I will also have three of them, and we'll just go through explain what each emotion is and how that affects the way we act, and our tone of voice will be specifically emphasized. And then for the next step, that is the read aloud. So during the read aloud, I'll be asking questions about the storyline, and I'll particularly be asking questions about the emotions that the characters are feeling in the story. So the children will be responding to those emotion questions using the popsicle stick faces. So if it's happy, they'll put up the happy face, or if they think the character's sad, they'll put up a sad face, and so on and so forth. Um, and then I would also be sure to convey the emotions in the way that I read the story and my tone of voice. So I will be using a happier voice when the character is happy. Then the final step is the review and assessment activity. So the students will have the little pictures of the excerpts from the book. They will have the writing page, they will have a writing utensil, they'll have the tablet, and then they will have their popsicle stick faces. So the first step, I will play videos of me reading excerpts from the book. So there'll be three excerpts that I will be reading. First one will be a happy excerpt where the characters are happy, and then we will go on to I'll pause it and we'll go on to the next step, and that will be the children will have to identify the emotion. So that'll be they pick out the writing sheet that matches that emotion. So the one that says happy for this example, and they'll complete that and then pair it up with the picture that they have on their desk of the excerpt. And then the last step would be for the children to record themselves reading the excerpt with the expression of that emotion that they think the character is feeling. So if it's a happy excerpt, they will record themselves and they will be sure to talk in a happy tone so that I can understand that they're trying to sound happy. And then we will continue to do this for the sad excerpt and the angry excerpt. So here's an example of an excerpt. So I would probably start right here and say, today was special. Today was splendid. Saturdays are wonderful because I spend them with you. And so this is a happy excerpt. So I would expect the children to pair that with the happy word pay, the writing sheet, and then read that excerpt in a happy voice. So now to the importance of this lesson. I think there are a lot of important aspects that and a lot of things that this lesson can teach. So I think it encourages students to develop a deeper and more personal understanding of the characters and the books they read. I also think that they will be able to better comprehend the storyline when they understand how emotions motivate the characters. And then on another note, I think that this activity will generate empathy in the classroom and a better understanding of others and why they might act the way that they do. And then I also think that the kids might get a more complete understanding of why they are acting in a particular way one day and see the correlation between what they say or do and how they feel. So that is it for my reading strategies lesson. Thank you for watching.